helping students in this region with for many, many years. We can go back decades, particularly on the medical schools. And to start off with, let's begin now with the different types of medical schools that we've got. You all got a list when you go send the invite with a table on. If we could just refer to the table. Okay, so these are our most popular routes, and out of those routes, particularly, I would say Hungary comes up tops as our most popular study destination for medicine, and I'll get into that reason for that when we go more into Hungary later on. Malaysia, we've changed the pricing since we sent out the invites because I had a meeting, a Teams meeting late yesterday with the Vice Chancellor of the medical school in Malaysia, and I explained to him that, you know, we really need something affordable for this area, particularly because of COVID. We know a lot of people are hurting cash flow wise, and he very kindly agreed to drop the pricing down for the first year, which will be an online year, basically. That will be 8,000 US dollars. I think the original one said 10, so he's dropped it down by 2,000 US dollars for the first year. You must understand though, with medicine, you do have to have a lot of hands-on practical work. So after year one, and we anticipate COVID should be more or less over by then students can progress to the university in Malaysia. We're also looking at opening up a campus here in South Africa, but until COVID is kind of died its little death, we can't even get into that yet. So first year will be online, giving everybody a chance to get started. Service fee there, we've also dropped that to 5,000 rand. And then after year, it will be actually on-campus blended learning. Now we're going to skip across to Hungary. And as I said, Hungary has been our most popular study destination for medicine for the last decade or more. The pricing is very, very affordable when you consider the type of university that you've got in Hungary. Basically, the university is a very ancient one. They've been teaching medicine for many, many years, the last 17 years in English, but prior to that always in their own language. So the history of the university is really something to be proud of. And I think now we need to show a few little slides on the medical school. Wait, if you could show the little bit of the brochure. You've got some facts there. Why choose the University of Debrecen? I don't know if everybody can read that. I know the writing is a little bit small, but you can actually see a lot of facts there. 6,300 international students, which shows you've got a big range of students from all over the world. It's a huge university. I mean, I remember the first time I ever visited it, we arrived there in the evening, about 7, and it's such a prestigious looking building. And you'll see this later on in the videos that we're going to show you. They've got huge fountains in front of the university, and they were all lit up. It was really, really impressive. But you can just see from facts there, you've got 7 libraries, 15 gyms. I mean, it's huge. Even particular student cultures, they've got different restaurants for Korean students, for all types of different tastes. So you don't have to just have the Western type of food. There's all types of food there. And they've got amazing student res, which you'll also see. Huge library as well. So a lot going for it. I think we can move on now to looking at some more details. So that is what I was mentioning earlier. This is what we arrived at that evening. It looked around about that kind of, that also looks like it's dusk, but they had the fountains up and they were all lit different colors. It's really, it's something very, very special. And let's go to the next one, medical degree programs. Of course, you can do a lot of other medical related programs besides medicine doctor as well, but here you can see a little bit about what the Doctor of Medicine covers. It's a 12-semester program. The good thing about this university is they accept the grade 12 qualification. Obviously, you've got to have fairly good marks, but if you don't achieve the best marks, there is a pre-med. And this is what I wanted to explain quite clearly to you as well. When you apply to this particular university in Hungary, the application goes in, you then get invited to do an entrance exam. Once you've been invited to do that entrance exam, you can take a sigh of relief because you know you accepted. It's just now, the only thing is now to actually determine whether your science subjects are strong enough to get into year one. If they're not strong enough, that's not a problem. They will then request that you do the pre-med course, which starts in the January. Now, schools in this region, as we know, we all normally finish in November. We don't know what's going to happen this year, but everything will be pushed out. Everybody understands what's been going on with COVID. So then you would start normally your pre-med in January. You'd run that through to June. You then have a summer holiday. Now in Hungary, it's beautiful weather, hot sunny skies, lovely days, and you can either choose to stay in Hungary or travel around in Europe or come home. And then you join year one in the semester. Normally the semesters start about the 7th of September. This year, because of COVID, we had a discussion this morning with the university, just asking what the situation is with entry dates starting in September, and they are business as usual. They're ready to take all the students September, but they understand that there could be problems. So basically, they will be advising us all the time of changes, and we've explained that our airports are still closed and that people that need to get visas, if they're not in South Africa, cannot get to South Africa, for example, if they're in Swaziland or in Botswana, because of the closed borders. They understand this. So there will be no problem for students to start online until things calm down and everything is back to normal again. So that's explaining the entrance exam, the pre-med. As I said, no A levels are needed, whereas a lot of the UK ones, when we get onto that, I'll explain about entry criteria there. Also, you can study dentistry at the university, beautiful. Everybody has their own station to work from. There's a lot of practical work done because the medical school and the dental school are attached to the university, and they also have a hospital attached. So there's always a lot of patients, so students are able to interact very easily with patients. They get a lot of this practical experience as well. Okay, next slide. Okay, so there you can see two students, medical students studying there. This is just a little bit of a picture. It's the most beautiful architecture and traditional type of architecture, as you can see. There's lots of space around. There's a park nearby where students can go and enjoy having a barbecue or picnic. It's a mixture of a modern and an ancient looking university because there's some very new buildings as well. Now there you can see that is an aerial picture, and wherever you see numbers, that is the university. So you can see the size and scale of it. It is huge. I mean, that first part that we spoke about is just the entrance, and then you've got all the different faculties positioned all around. It's joined to a park as well. There's a lot of sporting facilities. You know, Hungary is well renowned for water polo, so they have huge indoor pools as well. And then we can move a little bit on now so that we can. This is all going to be recorded. That's our student res there, which is important to see. Lovely modern student res. Configuration is normally you can choose what type of room you want, whether you want your own room with a shower or you want to share. And then there's normally communal kitchens. As you can see, very modern. So you can cook on campus, or if you want to eat at the many restaurants, as I said, it's not only European style cuisine, there's all types of different restaurants all over the university. Cost there is $340 a month for your student res, and the cost of living is very affordable there. I would say it's very much in line with South African costs. You're not going to find that it's hugely different. Okay, you can see there's an ice rink, swimming complex, lots of gyms and spas, places where students can relax and enjoy their sports. Climate, a little bit about climate. Well, it is in the northern hemisphere, as you know, so they have their summers now, and the winters can be cold. You get snow during the winter. But I would say it's a lovely climate all around because the winters are very crisp, very similar to Switzerland and Austria because it's right nearby. So you get these lovely crisp winters with snow, it's cold, but everything inside is centrally heated. Whether you're in the lecture hall or you're in your student res, you'll find it's very warm. Okay. Just similar, this is the lovely pictures. The top is a church, in the main square of the city. There's your front facade of the university. It looks like it's a picture of the snow. And there, for those people that would like to see where Hungary is located in Europe, you can see there's Hungary right next to, it's actually next to Austria on the one side, and Debrecen, where you can see the little dot there, is just off the center. The middle would be Budapest, and Debrecen is the second largest city in Hungary. Make a little bit of this. You'll get all this afterwards. We will submit this to you, so you can read it, at leisure, because I know the print is quite small. Okay, we're now going to go on to two videos. One is more specific to medicine, and the next one will be a little bit more general. That'll give you a little bit of background of the campus and the university. What I didn't mention, if you're doing a pre-med, it's not the case. Same charges as on the table. For the actual medical degree, the pre-med is half the price because it's only for one semester. So that'll be whatever their fee is. I think it's 16.5. It'll be half of that for your pre-med. Okay, Wade's just trying to get on to the next video. Here we go.
Every morning you wake up with the sun. The university wakes up with you. Every morning you get your tea, coffee, or orange juice. Every morning there are your friends and your classmates. Teachers, professors, the learnings and lectures. The dinings, the afternoons, and the evenings. You are living in the sciences. Every morning you explore the biology of your body. During daytime you switch to the history of the time you spend together with others. And your nights are about the chemistry of friendships and parties. You discover the relationships to see how they grow and bloom. Every minute of your life is an unnoticed learning and development. When you are fed up and tired, you must chill out. With them, with us. And again, all your research, ideas, books, and notes are waiting for you. We tend to learn from our failures, sometimes from others' failures. But after defeat, success is there. Every lecture, exhausting nighttime learning takes you closer to the end of your trip, closer and closer to your targets, which you have chosen. Keep on trying and enjoy every moment of it.
Okay. There's another one coming up.
This is the University of Debrecen's Medical and Health Science Center, one of Europe's fastest developing medical institutions. We constantly keep up with the technological innovations of today, and since 1987, provide a wide variety of English language doctoral programs and health science training in one of the most beautiful campuses in Europe. Every year, more and more students gather here from all over the world.
Hi, my name is Ravi, and I'm a fifth-year medical student at the University of Debrecen. Before I came to this university, I researched into many other European universities. I found that this place has the best to offer in terms of education, its research opportunities, and its general social life.
The research and development takes place at the university's doctoral schools and clinics. We invite teachers from other universities, as well as other highly qualified members of research institutions to take part. This allows extensive scientific research and versatile training for students.
My name is Ingrid. I'm from Estonia. I conduct my research here in medical chemistry lab. So I'm very glad that I chose this lab.
With its internationally competitive staff, the University of Debrecen provides well-trained, open-minded professionals with a wide scope. We traditionally pay much attention to the high standard of training, talent development, and the well-being of our students.
Hello, my name is William Pagaxis, and I am from Connecticut, United States. I am studying in the dentistry program, and I heard of this university through my uncle and aunt, and they both graduated from this school as well.
This is the Canesi Library, where most of the group studies take place. Our students can find several useful resources here, including computers, textbooks, CDs, and free wireless internet. On campus, there are several student hostels with a very friendly international community. The students also enjoy the university's hometown, Debrecen.
Hi, my name is Heda, and I'm a third-year student here at the University of Debrecen. The University of Debrecen is located a little bit outside the city center of Debrecen, which is nice. It's surrounded by a forest, a beautiful little lake, and a park, where you can go jogging or walking or even have small barbecues in the summer. Here I'm standing outside one of the biggest shopping centers in Debrecen, where I can find clothing stores, grocery stores, and a lot of cafes and restaurants.
As the second largest and one of the most beautiful cities in Hungary, Debrecen provides a wide variety of sport and entertainment possibilities for our students.
Hello, my name is Maran Aboud. It's my fourth year now. You just can feel the diploma that you can get from this university. It's like a master key in your hand that you can unlock which door you want in the world.
The English diploma you receive here is widely accepted in Europe by the Association of Medical Schools. It's accredited by WHO, the U.S. Department of Education, the State Education Department of New York, the Medical Board of California, and the General Medicine Council of the UK, Israel, Iran, and India as well.
For more information, contact the university.
Okay, well, that I think gave you a really good idea about the University of Debrecen. As I said earlier, life is back to normal there. People are enjoying a normal lifestyle. They've managed to contain the coronavirus very well. And it's a very safe place for students as well. You'll find that there's just no crime at all. Girls can walk out at night without having to worry about being mugged and having their cell phone stolen and so forth. So Hungary is really one of the top listed universities we work with, and it is the most popular by far. But just in order to give students, because we do get a lot of students that want to know what the options are in other countries, we'd like to show you something on the UK as well, a UK medical school. But we do have to explain to you that there's quite a big difference in price, as you could see on that table. And you would also need to actually have A levels before you can gain entry into any UK medical school. So if this is what you'd like to achieve, we can definitely help you with that. There's a number of universities we work with throughout England and in Ireland as well. And this is one, it's a private university, very elite type of university, and one of the best as far as the UK is concerned. And we'll show you this little video now.
The medical course at Buckingham is wholly focused on helping students to learn how to meet the needs of their future patients.
And our philosophy is very much one of integration. Students need to see patients in the larger societal environment, and we want them to develop a patient-centered view.
Our medical school just got us really involved and engaged with patients from a really early stage. And looking back, I remember when I was in first year and I was told to interview a patient 4 weeks in when I had just started.
I felt that it's really, really handy to get your hands-on as quick as you can, because you need all that experience before we graduate, and I feel like Buckingham has that to offer.
Students are at the centre of our teaching approach here at Buckingham, and this means that we embed small group teaching in all of our modules.
It's unbelievable the amount of support that they offer and they give in situations ranging from, academic problems to even personal problems.
Our student-centred approach at Buckingham also means that students get lots of high-quality contact time with the educational team. It means that as educators, we can be flexible and adapt our teaching approach to the individual needs of our students.
Not only is the teaching very focused, but the care that they take to make sure that everyone is learning and everyone's learning at the right rate, I genuinely believe is much higher than other universities.
Students do clinical work from their first year, but it is in phase 2 from their third year onwards that this becomes their major focus.
So you spend about 95% of your time out in the clinical environment, whether that be the hospital or GPs. You see so many different medical diseases, all these different conditions. You also, part of our course, you get a taster of lots of the different specialties.
Every day they're involved in patient-centred activity and ensuring that the patients are at the centre of everything they do.
And it's brilliant for us to have that platform to practice our skills and practice our sort of communication with them, and learning that it's just like everyone else, they can be just unwell, and we're there to help.
I think Buckingham's unique. I really do. It develops you as a person and as a really great doctor from so many different aspects.
Support is amazing, clinical experience is amazing, teaching is top notch.
Every day is kind of different, and you don't know what to expect when you go, when you walk through those doors.
Buckingham has done everything that it could do to actually welcome me in. I had got so much of help from everyone to settle in. When you leave Buckingham, you definitely know that you're going to be the best doctor out there.
Okay, so if anybody is interested in any of the other study destinations for medicine, we've shown you Hungary and we've shown you the UK. Please just call our officers, send us an email. We're happy to explain to you as well. But I have to say undoubtedly that Hungary has been our most popular. For those that want affordable, let's look at Malaysia, and we'll take it from there. Our team are ready to help you with any questions. Okay, we're now going to go into a question and answer session on medicine before we move on to veterinary. Are there any questions that anybody has?
Okay, hi everyone. Just as Christine was presenting, we have received a few questions. I'd just like to address them quickly. And just so everyone knows, the Q&A has been open throughout the whole presentation. So you're more than welcome to drop us any questions that you may have, and we will do our best to get around to every single question with the limited time that we have. So the first question that we have is, when do applications close for admission next year to the University of Hungary? So I think the original deadline was end of June, if I'm not mistaken, Christine, but they have agreed to extend them for a couple of weeks. So we will need to get your application in like absolutely as soon as possible. We wouldn't be able to extend it any more than that because the entrance exams, which take place in Johannesburg, have to be booked, and they have done us a favor by extending that.
And the
Christine, do you have a certain date for that or not?
Wade, because
Pardon?
of COVID, they used to always, everybody used to come to Johannesburg to our office to do the entrance exam, but because of COVID, it's all being done on Skype now. So all we suggest is, please, guys, make sure you have a very strong internet connection. And then basically, you know, the whole entrance exam will be done on Skype. It's oral and it's written. And basically, you don't have to study for it. About a week before, you'll be given the topic that will be discussed from the university, and you need to just do a little bit of research on that. And the entrance exam is really just to test your skills in the sciences and also to ensure that you're passionate about doing medicine. This is plays a very big part in it as well. I think that answers that question. Huh?
Yeah. So in a nutshell, when is the entrance? When is the deadline? It's within the next 2 weeks. Okay. And our next question is, do these universities offer scholarships? Well, they do offer scholarships, but not for medicine, unfortunately. All non-medical programs, especially in Hungary, will be offering some sort of scholarships, and South Africa is actually on the list of Hungarian stipendium scholarships, which is great news for us because there's about 5,000 students from South Africa that can benefit from that, and that's a fully paid scholarship for non-medical programs, plus a monthly stipend. But because of the nature of medicine, it's such a popular course. People are applying from all over the world. The universities don't find themselves in a situation where they need to promote their courses with scholarships. It's not really something that we've heard of throughout the years. Yeah, but I mean, for Hungary, I think Christine touched on that. So you're looking at about $17,000 per year for tuition, which, in my opinion, is quite a reasonable price for an international medical school. Some universities in the UK are charging over £45,000 per year. Okay, and then our next question is it possible, please, to tell us the price of each university in ZAR? Yes, sure. Okay, let me just share my screen with you so you can see it.
Yeah, I think the prices were quoted on that table, but they were in the foreign currency. So you've just got to, why we quote in foreign currency is because we never know at the time when somebody is going to go and study what the exchange rate is going to be. So you need to have a little bit of a buffer in there just for volatility of the exchange rate.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go.
Malaysia's all in dollars, so you can convert it about 17, 18 to the rand. The same as Hungary is US dollars, Cyprus, US dollars as well. And then when you get to the UK, as Wade said, it goes up to even 40. There you've got to look at about 21 to the rand. So you've got to multiply that figure about 21, which makes it hugely expensive. Ireland, I think, the euro is now probably around about 19. It's got to be multiplied by that as well. And then Caribbean, as you can see, is US dollars. So it wouldn't be fair for us to quote you in rand because what we quote you today can be different tomorrow. And I think while we're on this table, it is very important to mention the service fee for the various universities, because we have to pay the universities for the entrance exams. So that is built into your service fee. And on top of that, we do a lot of other activities, which is also included in that, helping you with your visa, helping you with travel bookings. I can only say since COVID, students that booked with us have been extremely happy, because a lot of travel agents have just gone closed and they're sitting with problems. Students are stuck overseas and cannot get their tickets changed. We work with a very big travel group, and you are rest assured you're well looked after there. And you actually save money on a lot of the travel perks that they provide. Okay, we can move from this now.
Yes. All right. Yeah.
Next question.
So our next question is, where can I find the application form? So we've tried to make this as simple as we can for students, because the whole process of applying can be quite a daunting task. So if you go on our website, there's a very simple form that you need to fill in. You go int-edulink.co.za/apply now, or you just click the apply button. I have made an announcement on the Q&A, so you can just follow that link. That's where you can submit your form. Everything can be done there. Okay. Our next question is, my son will be in grade 12 next year. Is there an entrance exam in March 2021? Yes, there will be. Actually, yeah, I think it is in March 2021. It's either March or May every year, isn't it, Christine?
Yeah. But a lot of students are applying now for 2021. Because, you know, we normally find that the medicine needs to be applied when you're in grade 11. Because there's a lot of, you know, grade 12 is a difficult year for students. And you need to really be knowing, okay, I've got in subject to, maybe I need to improve my marks on this. You don't want to have to be rushing during a grade 12 year. Particularly this year has been tremendously stressful for grade 12 students, because they've been having to deal with COVID and the whole school structure has changed. So basically, we really recommend students please apply in your grade 11 year. If we can fit in your entrance exam in grade 11, we'll do that as well. If there are any students that have finished school and want to still join for this September, there could be some places left, but you have to apply so quickly, because we've actually passed the deadline. But we will try and help anybody that does have a problem and they try to get in. Yeah, I think that's answered that question.
Our next question is, where would you not need A-levels to study medicine, or is it needed everywhere? So the only place that I'm aware of where you're going to need A-levels for medicine will be the United Kingdom. So any UK university, it's a requirement, you have to have it.
Ireland as well.
Oh yes, and Ireland, yeah.
Yeah.
So
the rest of the countries you don't need. You just need a good grade 12 mark. And there is the pre-med if you're battling a little bit that can help you.
Yeah. Okay, and our next question is, can we use our grade 11 results to apply?
Yes.
Yes, you can. You can apply with your grade 11 results and get a provisional acceptance letter. And then all you have to do is maintain those grades all the way to the end of matric. Once you've got your final matric certificate, then you quickly email it to us. We send it to the university, and then they will give you your unconditional acceptance letter. And that's what we need to work on your student study visa, and then you're good to go. So yeah, your grade 11 results are important, and you can start applying straight away with those. Okay, will I still be able to apply if I just do one of the sciences, such as biology? Yeah, one of the sciences is fine. Pardon?
I need to do pre-med.
Okay, yeah, but it's I mean the most important subjects are obviously your 6 matrics or 7 matric subjects, and it has to include mathematics and one of the sciences, so biology is a good one, or physical sciences. If you don't have both, sometimes the university will ask you to do a pre-med. But if you're doing maths and biology, I think you're safe to apply. It'll be okay. When will responses be expected for those who have already applied? Christine, do you want to handle that one?
Okay, if you've already applied, basically things have taken a little longer this year for 2 reasons. One being COVID. A lot of the admissions people have been working remotely throughout the universities. Hungary are exceptionally good though and fast, because they're all normally up to speed. We've had a little bit of a problem in our office because we've had one of our ladies actually had to leave very urgently because her husband was ill. But we've got a very capable lady that's taken over now, and we are totally up to speed now with all the applications. So from time of submission, if it's going to be for this September now, if you're supposed to be studying this September, you will get priority. We can guarantee you probably within a week to 10 days you'll get an answer. If it is for next year, it might take a little bit longer. But we're on top of everything now on our side. Just this year has not been a normal year for everybody, unfortunately, but we're doing our best to help. And the one good thing I do want to mention about students wanting to study overseas for medicine, or when we go into veterinary later on, guys, there's no quotas. You are accepted on your marks. So you don't have to worry that you won't get in, maybe because you're not going to be part of that quota. You will get in. Our students get into these universities. We have been particularly strong on all our medicine applications, and we will advise you before you have to go that whole route with an entrance exam. If we feel you won't make it, we'll then be quite honest with you. But normally, if you've passed your grade 11 and you've got reasonably good grades, you will be able to get through. Don't worry. The entry criteria is, I shouldn't say it's less stringent, but I would say it's fairer. It's a lot fairer, the entry criteria, when you're studying abroad. And this goes for medicine and for veterinary. If you're looking at UK and Ireland, guys, you've got to be a top student. That I've got to explain to you. You've got to be a top student. You need A-levels. If you haven't done A-levels, there is a way around it. You can email us and we'll explain to you, because you can do a pre-med in the UK. But it's still a long process. So, whatever other information you need on entry criteria, we're happy to help you.
Okay. Okay, and our next question is, when you say good marks, is there a guideline that shows these minimum marks? So what we've seen over the years, students that are achieving grades of, I'd say about 70, probably 75% average and above for your matric, you would be able to get an invitation to do the entrance exam. And your performance in your entrance exam is actually what's quite important. If you do well on that entrance exam, you'll get in. But as I say, if you're not getting marks of about 70 or 75% and above, you probably wouldn't be able to get into that entrance exam.
I think they'll manage with Malaysia, though. Wait, they'll get into Malaysia.
Yeah, but I think this student was particularly asking about Hungary.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have one more question here for medicine before we move on to veterinary. If you have any further questions, please drop them in now before we move on to the next part of our webinar, which will be veterinary science. And we have Anna from Hungary who will be presenting that. She's very kind of her to join us. So the last question is, I do maths and physics. Can I get accepted into Hungary University without doing a pre-med?
We can't decision the university's got to assess every application, every single one. They want to, the fact is because, they're far away, they're a different country, they don't know the schools here, and that they accept the South African and all the SADC region exams, but they want to make sure with that entrance exam that you're going to be up to speed to getting into year one, or you need to do a pre-med. That is a rule with Hungary. You do have to do the entrance exam. But it's nothing you've got to study. As I said, it's nothing difficult. You'll get the topics. We've never had anybody fail the entrance exam. All that's happened is they've been advised it will be in your interest to do the pre-med. And there's, quite honestly, for students from this region, it actually makes sense to do the pre-med because you're going to go start in January and it's going to give you a wonderful start. You're going to settle into the new country and culture. And by the time you do start year one, you've already got quite a lot of grounding that you've already covered. So I think that covers that, yeah. Are there any more questions, Wade?
Great. I think, no, that's all the questions we had for medicine. Thanks to those 14 people that asked those good questions. If there is any other questions that you want to, ask us that you haven't managed to get in, you can simply email it to us. So we've just got one more that just came in now. You mentioned something about the Malaysia University coming to South Africa when I joined. Can you please explain this, as I missed what you said?
No, let me explain. Yeah, I'm happy to do this. We've had discussions with the Malaysian University for the last 2.5, 3 years. They've been wanting to open a campus in South Africa. They came here in January to discuss this and to try and finalize things, but then COVID hit and everybody's plans have just been shelved for a while because nobody can travel. They are very keen to still do this, but obviously we cannot give dates at this stage because nobody knows dates. So if you do plan to go the Malaysian route, which is an affordable route, at this stage we're going to have to say it's online for the first year at the reduced rate that we were given yesterday, and then from year 2 it will have to be on campus, probably in Malaysia, because I don't, with what's happening with COVID, I don't want to give any guarantees it'll all start here in a year's time, basically. But that is the long-term vision, absolutely. Malaysia are opening here not only for medicine, but for all non-medical degrees as well. All right.
Okay. And then, sorry, there's just one more question that came in about Australia. Do we help with getting into medical universities in Australia? Australia is a bit of a tricky one with medicine. It works in a similar way to the United States. The group of 8 universities don't accept students straight out of high school to get into medicine. A BSc honors program relevant to the medical field is a requirement in order to get in to Australia. Some Australian universities like University of Western Australia or University of Sydney, you've got to be willing to do that BSc first, and then after that you can progress into medicine. Okay. All right, great. So I think those were all the questions for medicine. Anna, I can see that you logged in, and are you ready to present?
Yes, hi, good afternoon.
Hi, Anna.
Hi.
I will just start my camera. Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to Anna, all the way from Hungary.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Now I couldn't hear you, I'm sorry.
Okay. We just welcome you, Anna.
Hi, nice to see you again.
Yeah. Wait, I think we can take that table off because we're on to veterinary now. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, perfect. So I was thinking I will just talk a little bit about the university and a bit about admission, and then if anyone has any questions, I'm very happy to answer. So I personally work at the University of Veterinary Medicine in Budapest, Hungary, and I work at the international department, and mainly I talk to people who are interested in studying with us. So just to give you a little idea about the university. So this is Budapest, it's the capital of Hungary, and just to give you a geographical location, so we are located in Hungary, of course, in Europe, and in the middle of the country and in the middle of the city. And this is how our campus looks from above. So it's very, very green. So all those trees you can see, that's the university. And just to give you an idea about the city, these are just some pictures. I don't want to talk only about Budapest. I could. I'm completely in love with Budapest, but I don't want to bore you with that. It's just you will find all this information on the internet, so you will find that Budapest is really a vibrant student city. Here you can find some perks for Budapest, so it's a relatively low cost of living. I know that it has been mentioned of Hungary, but it's very true. So especially compared to the UK or the US, it's a very, very affordable country and affordable city. And we are very well connected to other European cities as well, of course, worldwide too. So about the university, we award a European degree, and we have started working on the American accreditation as well. So we hope to get it in the next, let's say, 3 years, and with that, our graduates will be able to work in the Commonwealth countries as well. So at the moment, we have a European accreditation, but we hope to have an American in a few years as well. So we are one of the first veterinary schools in the world, and so it's over 230 years old, the university. It's very, very old. And we have a bachelor and a master's together, which is 11 semesters all together, and the practical parts are included. Actually, it's a very similar structure to the medical school. So we have the basic sciences and the practical as well included in our program. We have a German language and an English language program, so it means that 2/3 of our students are actually coming from all around the world. Yeah, so here you can see over 65% of our students are coming from many, many different countries. So here you can see this is quite a colorful.
Our flag there too.
Yeah. Our student body and our student secretary, they are super active. They organize all kinds of programs, but this is again, I just wanted to give you a glimpse of our university life. This is my personal favorite. This is when students from all around the world bring the food from their home country, and we get to taste each other's food. So it's a pretty cool event. It's in the spring. Unfortunately, this year we had to have a online international day, so it wasn't the same. But normally it's a huge party and it's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I can't present you the campus as you are not here at the moment, but I hope to meet some of you here so I can show you better. But just to give you an idea of our campus, this is a Hungarian grey cattle. It's called csatlós, and it's a very, very Hungarian animal. It's very slow and very, very strong. Here you can see some other pictures. Under the horse, you can find the rector of the university. So he's the leader of the school. He's an anatomist, and he's a horse anatomist. And this is when he teaches the first year students about the horse anatomy. As you can see, he rides on the horse. And cool. Just some other pictures of the campus. I wanted to put this picture here so you can see that the students actually bring their dogs to school, which is quite unique, I think. But it makes the campus very colorful and really a very lovely place to study at. This is just to give you an idea about what veterinarians do. So these are all pictures from our clinics and lessons. I think most of them are quite self-explanatory, so you can see what's happening there. And about the application and admission, so I heard that you have already touched on that. It's pretty much the same procedure as for the medical schools. So we don't ask for any specific grades from high school, but there's an entrance exam in biology, chemistry, and English that students need to pass. And it's possible to take it online. So you can take it from home in South Africa and apply and take the written exam and the oral interview after that from home. Here you can find some information about the entrance exam. So after the written exam, there is an oral interview with one of our professors. They will be interested in your motivation, of course, and you can expect some questions in biology and chemistry, but this is not anything, it's not college level, it's high school level biology and chemistry, and you can find a topic list and some sample tests on our website, so it's nothing to be alarmed about. I also heard that you have mentioned the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship. It's actually a scholarship that's available for veterinary studies, and for South African students it's offered. So it's a very generous scholarship. It covers the whole tuition fee and part of the cost of living as well. So here you can see that it's really something worth applying for. The application starts in mid-December usually and lasts until the middle of January. So you need to make sure that you apply in this window, but otherwise it's a very good opportunity. This is just information. We have an online preparatory program for those who need a little extra help. We have a long one, which is from October until April, and we have a super intensive one. It's actually a 1 month, really very intense study program for those who need a little extra help, and they can still take the exam in August and then start in September if they get accepted. But this is definitely for those who already have the knowledge. They just need a little refreshing. So this is just quickly what I wanted to present you. And if you have any questions, I'm very, very happy to answer. And also, if you have questions later, then you can find my availability here. So feel free to send me an email. And how do I get out of sharing?
Thank you, Anna. Okay, thanks for that presentation, Anna. Just got a couple of questions that came through while you were presenting.
Sure.
Somebody asked, will we be getting experience on domestic animals and large animals?
Mm-hmm. So
or do you have to choose from the beginning?
No, so we teach general veterinary, which means that we teach all kinds of animals. So we teach pets and large animals and exotic animals. So everything is covered in the 5.5 years, and students who wish to specialize in some field, for example, horse surgery, they can do that after they finish their studies with us. But it's a general veterinary master's program after 5.5 years.
Okay, great. And our next question is, how many years does it take to become a qualified vet?
So it's 5.5 years. We don't have a bachelor in this. In Hungary, it's an undivided master's program. It's also called a 1-tier master's program. So it's 5.5 years, and there is no bachelor outcome after 3 years. But the 5.5 years altogether, it's a master's degree after high school. And for those students who already have a degree in a related field, zoology, animal science, or anything like that, we can offer exemption from the first 1 or 2 years, depending on the overlapping portion of the curriculum. And then they can continue their studies to progress to a master's degree.
Okay, great. Sorry. Okay, someone just asked, what are the annual tuition fees?
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't put that in there. So the tuition fee is 12,480 euros for 1 year. I don't know how to translate that to ZAR. Sorry, maybe Wade, you can help me with that.
Yeah, let me check that for you. You said 12,000 euros.
12,480 for 1 year.
I think 19 is roughly. So you multiply by 19.
Okay, so 12,480, that is 240,000 Rand per year for your tuition.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can you explain how students, though, they can pay it off? They don't have to pay everything at once. Am I correct?
No, they can pay in 2 installments.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And what are the requirements for to gain the veterinary scholarship? I think they're asking about the stipendium scholarship.
Mm-hmm. So it's partially merit-based, but so you will need to apply through the local authorities in South Africa, and they are in touch with the Hungarian Ministry of Education, and then they will nominate the students for the scholarship, and then there's the entrance exam that will decide whether students are accepted or not. So that's the process of getting the scholarship.
Okay, great. And at what point would they apply for that stipendium scholarship, Anna? Would that be before or after they've got the offer from your university?
Before. So you need to apply for the scholarship in a different system. We have our own application system, but for those who are applying for the stipendium, they need to apply before. So we start normally in January, but for the stipendium applicants, they need to apply in December already. So it's before that.
Okay, Anna, can I just ask a question there? Students that are starting, because we've got quite a few that are probably starting this September and some are doing pre-med in Jan. They would be too late for stipendium because that would have been done last December, am I correct?
Yes, so for those who are starting 2020 September, it's too late now, yes.
Yeah, and January, if they're doing pre-meds, January 2020.
For the pre-med, there is no scholarship.
No scholarship, yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. And our next question, Anna, is the course credible in South Africa?
So at the moment, as far as I know, a board exam needs to be taken for those students who wish to practice in South Africa. I must add that we don't have any knowledge of our graduates ever having a problem passing board exams. It's a very, very intense study program, and our graduates are very well prepared. So we don't usually have problems with that. But at the moment, as far as I know, a board exam is needed. But after the American accreditation, it won't be. That's how I know about the South African.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, it's the only veterinary school in Hungary, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
So every single vet that's practicing in Hungary has,
yes,
and studied in Hungary has been to your school, and it's been like that for many years.
230 years, yes.
So it's a very well-known and famous university. So there'll be no reason for any institution to not recognize a degree from this vet.
As I mentioned, we don't really have a problem with that. We have no knowledge of students who ever faced any problem with that.
Yeah.
This is the thing. I mean, veterinary schools like yourself and the medical school in Depression, I mean, they go back so many hundreds of years that says a lot on its own, because basically you've been teaching people for all these years, and when you compare what you're offering opposed to universities in South Africa, they're not as old as that. You know what I'm saying? So now this is what we always say to students, whether they're looking at Hungary or UK, these universities have been around for many, many years.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know if anyone else has any questions. Now is your chance to drop them in while we have Anna that's tuned in from the vet school. But I think, I mean, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank you, Anna, for taking the time to join us today and answer all the questions. If we do get any questions, I'll let Anna know, and then I'll write back to you.
Great.
Okay. Christine, do you want to say anything before we end off the webinar?
That's basically it. But I wanted to I want to ask one question, because with regards to the stipendium, we've got a number of students now that are looking for 2021, and also they've got to do entrance exams. When is the deadline for our 2021 students for entrance exams, number one?
So the entrance exams, they usually start in March. For 2021, we will start the application period in January. The stipendium is from December, and the entrance exams usually start in March.
Okay, for students going now, because we've got, and I hope this family, I'm sure they are logged in, they want to do the pre-med, and we're waiting on an entrance exam for that. I know that Marion is busy with that, because she wants to start in January, so we'll have to do a pre-med now. And are there, I think we've still got some students wanting to start this September 2020. Is there still time for the pre-meds as well? Yeah.
September 2020 pre-med?
Yeah, 2020.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So our admissions department will deal with all of that. I think, Anna, you've made it very, very clear, and you've explained it so well, and it's good to, you know, that you've been given us your time today. And are there any more questions that anybody wants asked?
There is one question that came through. Does this course also cover wildlife veterinary science? So I think that's, what is that for, like rhinos and, you know, those kind of animals? I think that's what they're asking.
Yeah, absolutely. We usually call it exotic animal medicine, but of course wildlife is absolutely a part of that. Yes, so we teach everything that's related to veterinary medicine. Unfortunately, in Hungary, you can only meet rhinos and elephants in the zoo, but we do teach these animals, and we are also in touch with the zoo. As Wade mentioned, all Hungarian veterinarians are graduates, so of course the ones who are working at the zoo are as well, and we are in close relationship with them, and our professors work on cases with them. And of course you can also do your practice in South Africa, for example, and you can do some wildlife animal medicine there. So it could be a good opportunity to enhance those skills and knowledge there.
Okay, great. So pretty much covering all animals from domestic to cattle, farming, even wildlife. Yeah. So
yes,
I think you'll be getting experience for it all. Okay. Yeah. Good. Thank you very much. I think that's all we have time for today.
Thank you.
This webinar has been recorded, so I will post it on our YouTube channel. It should be up by tomorrow. So if you have any friends that have missed it, you can just share the link with them. And we will be in touch with you for our future events. So just keep an eye out on our Facebook page. So once again, thanks very much, Anna. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.